What's going on, everyone? This is the Lower Mid Card Podcast. I'm Kyle Driver.
And I'm Grind. And we've made it to WrestleMania.
It's time, man. It's like our Christmas.
It is a little unreal. When we first started this podcast, dude, it seemed so far away with so many possibilities.
Yeah.
And now everything's kind of tightened up and we know what everything kind of looks like.
Yeah.
I was just kind of spitballing.
I gotta say something. I don't mean to cut you off. Can we take a moment and appreciate like how fucking good the cinematics are in WWE right now?
Yes.
Like, it is fucking dope. Now there's some that I'm just like, well, that's fucking stupid. Don't do that. And then there's some things that they do like too much, like the real close up corner shot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that one because like you hear them just like, I'm gonna fucking do the thing. So I'm not a huge fan of that one, but the other ones are dope. Like the match on Raw where they did a crazy zoom out while Ricochet did his top rope finisher.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was sick. So with that said, I just got to say, fuck that buck tooth fuck Kevin Dunn. You
know what's interesting about when you go back to the cinematics and that kind of stuff? They changed their on Raw, at least. I haven't seen on SmackDown. They changed their lighting. They had the red lights on the crowd for like the last, I want to say 10 years, and they went away from it. The lower deck is now normal white lighting, and the upper decks are red. But it was back to white lighting, and it reminded me so much of the Attitude Era. It looks right. So when they do those cinematic shots, those B-roll kind of wide angle shots, it just looks good. Yeah. Let's just get into it, dude. I think it's important actually to highlight Friday will be the Hall of Fame. The star of the show is Paul Heyman. I'm a Paul Heyman guy. Are you a Paul Heyman guy?
I'm a Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
I think he's good at what he does.
He's done everything. I mean, he's been everywhere, man.
Yeah, he's been everywhere, man.
But I mean, I was listening to The Undertaker's new podcast, and The Undertaker was talking about how, Paul was with him in WCW. So he's been everywhere. He's had a role. He's had, creative control. He's been the advocate, the tribal chief, the wise man, or not the tribal chief, the wise man. He's been that guy. And without Paul, I don't think you have some of the biggest WrestleMania moments of all time.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So congratulations to Mr. Paul Heyman.
Deserved.
And if you look at Paul from the 90s till now, his persona, the evolution of his character, I mean, he leans into it 1,000%. He has totally changed. He was a cool looking dude back in the early WCW, ECW days. Yeah. And now he reminds me so much of that manager persona. And that's obviously what he was going for. But I mean, he leaned into it hard. The dude used to have the rat tail going on. Remember that?
Yeah. And the hat. It went back too. Look at him.
What a badass.
Dude, fuck.
Anyway.
Fuck, dude. You know that.
Let's get into some predictions because there are so many matches to cover.
Yeah.
We'll start with Saturday night, WrestleMania night 1. I think this actually may eclipse night 2 personally, just because of you're going in fresh, you're excited. It's the stage for the first time. You're those pyro. It's just gonna be great. Okay,
boys.
Night 1, Saturday night, dude. Where we start? We start with Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. I'm gonna let you start with this.
I mean, obviously, I think the favorite would be Rey and Dragon Lee, right? The newest member of the LWO versus Santos and Dominic. I personally think that the winner of said match is going to be Santos and Dominic, because a bit of working cross promotions, like cross factions. So
you're not wrong.
They're obviously trying to do something. But but then you factor in the LWO as well. So it could be a wash. Now, what I would like to see, I'm going to do what I would like to see and what will happen. All right. So what I would like to see is Santos and Dominic win. That's what I want. And it doesn't have to be clean. I don't care. But what will happen is Ray and Dragon Lee are going to win because everyone's going to start brawling out. And it's just going to be like while they're doing their shit, we're going to win.
I like it, dude. I like it. I'm going to go bigger picture on this. I think Santos Escobar and Dominic win. I think that there is a very good possibility that Ray and Dragon Lee win. I think the bigger picture is Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio next year at WrestleMania. Okay. And I think the reason that is going to happen, we're talking a year later, is because you had Ray versus Dominic last year, and obviously it's not settled. It's not settled. Dominic needs to get one over on Ray at some point. It needs to happen to close the story of daddy issues, right? And that has not happened yet. And I think as long as Ray is relevant and Ray's career he's not retiring, I don't see a reason why he would get that win. But if you had to kind of make a perfect story, this year is round 2, you could say, but it's not, even if Dominic and Santos do beat Ray and Dragon Lee, it's not going to close the book, right? I truly believe, because there's so many little side stories going on with Santos Escobar, Dominic and the LW, or Dominic and that faction, and the Judgment Day having issues, and Dragon Lee being so new to the LWO, it doesn't seem like, it seems like it's more of a showcase. It's a way to continue the drama between Dominic and Ray. And I think we're going to see, potentially next year, that closure of that story. And that way Ray can actually retire. When Ray decides to give his backup and let Dominic win, that's Ray retiring. I mean, that makes the most sense. So I think maybe you're right, dude. Maybe Ray and Dragon Lee do win. I would think however this goes down, it's not going to be Ray or Dominic pinning each other. It's going to be Dragon Lee or Santos Escobar pinning each other, which continues the story of the Mysterios. Right. I'm going Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio win, and Santos pins Dragon Lee. We have Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill, dude. Oof, I did not see that coming. Versus Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. Man, dude, there's just not a world where Damage Control wins.
No, of course not. No, they don't.
There's just not a world.
It's literally like you have. I mean, Jade is the hard carry.
100%.
She's literally going to run roughshod.
Yep.
Over the women's division. Like this is just, she'll win. It's literally going to catapult her just right to the top of the food chain.
Mm-hmm. And I'm all for it. I've been saying it. I love it.
She is amazing.
I really was worried about there not being another spot for Bianca. Yeah. And I've said it for months. I was like, dude, Jade's going to come in and just run the show. But then you see Bianca and Jade in a ring together, and that is a dream match, in my opinion. But at the same time, I mean, seeing them work together, and Naomi being there, dude, there are spots. There are spots for those females. I just felt like Bianca and Jade specifically looked too much alike. They had a very strong woman persona, and I didn't know how many of those strong women personas we could have, because for a long time it's always been just one. We haven't had a women's division of strong women, and this for the first time is starting to look like wrestlers. This is what women should look like in the women's division. And I guess forever, man, I've just been attuned to the idea that they got to be blonde, 5'3", and some plastic surgery going on.
Yeah. I get it. I understand. I mean, you can like throw in like she doesn't have a match, but Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, that's
incredible.
Incredible. Yeah, I think she'll be on the main roster by next year, and she'll have a WrestleMania match by next year. Is she?
She already is main roster. Yeah, she signed over to
SmackDown.
SmackDown. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw her make an appearance once, but it's almost like the Braun Breaker thing, where it's like Braun Breaker.
She's had a handful of matches. You've been paying attention, bro.
Yeah, no, I have. I mean, she's not in anything on that's happening, so
no, she's kind of in there. She's there to stir the pot.
It's the same. I think it's very similar to the Braun Breaker thing, where he signed with SmackDown, but where is he? So
he's had several matches. He wrestled
really
every week, bro. Yeah,
on SmackDown.
Yeah. Are you not watching?
I'm watching, dude.
No, you fucking liar. You are.
I'm watching. Braun Breaker is having matches on SmackDown.
No, not Braun Breaker. Oh my god, dude. I'm a fucking idiot. Never mind. We're gonna cut that. We're gonna cut that. No, I'm just kidding. Just fucking cut that out. No, I'm like, dude, broken brain. I was thinking Bronson Reed.
Yeah, I was like, dude, what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, they're B names and they're both burly humans. So
yeah. Nipple Slip is he's doing the damn thing, man. And from what I heard, he was supposed to be a much bigger part in the last few premium live events. And so I think he had a child. Congratulations to Nipple Slip for having a child. He's Fred. I like him a lot. And the nipple slips are less, but you know what he did get done as of recent? He got 2 new tattoos. And guess where they are? Right above the nipples, dude. They're right here on the pectoral muscles. And now I can't stop staring. So, he's somehow eliminated the nipple slips. Now I'm just staring at the tattoos, which is a much bigger improvement. Dudes with tattoos rock. So I'm all for it.
Yeah, we love tattoos.
Yeah. Okay. The next match is a 6-pack ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship chips. This is crazy because from what I heard the other night, I think it was SmackDown, it may have been Raw, they stated that the rules state they have to get both belts. So I don't understand this, because what happens if like R-Truth grabs one and then Austin Theory grabs another?
I don't. They fight for it.
That's what I'm wondering. It was an interesting stipulation that they had talked about that I thought was really weird, because in the past it's you grab the belts, boom, your tag team wins, right? And so this was not that stipulation. This was the match will go on until both belts have been grabbed.
Yeah.
So weird, and I don't think I've ever seen a 6-pack ladder match. Definitely the first time at WrestleMania.
This is gonna be chaos,
dude. What did you think of the tournament? I thought it was a lot of fun.
No, the tournament was great. I loved it. I mean, the matches were just bangers.
Yeah, I think there was a few teams that should have made it that didn't make it, but overall,
stacked in the tag division.
I know. Well, and not just that, but dude, I mean, it's weird. When are they are they ever going to either unify those belts or separate them? I mean, you got enough going on.
Yeah, you have 2 different shows. Like, why can't you have tag champs on each show? Like, that's where they kind of shot themselves in the foot. I believe we've talked about this before. Like, you've created this monopoly, and now you've dug yourself a hole, and you don't know how to separate the two.
Exactly. Listen, let's get into our prediction, because we feel the exact same way. Okay, 6-pack ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions is between the Judgment Day, the champions, versus Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth, DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, versus New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Wood, versus New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, versus A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Who do you got, Kyle?
Me? I actually think New Day retains.
Wow. That would be incredible. That is,
I think they retain.
That is such a strong statement, and would put them in a category of Hall of Famers, like first ballot Hall of Famers, if they were to pull that off.
Yeah, and I mean, Finn Balor and Damian Priest deserve that. I mean, they're fucking great. Now, the only
you said New Day.
No, I'm sorry. Oh my god, dude. Dude, I can't fucking talk today. I am so like oh my god.
I think you're playing me, dude.
No,
I'm going, dude. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, bro. I mean, the legacy that they have, and you're like, yeah, dude. I mean, Damian Priest and Finn Balor. I'm like, wait, hold on, what's going on?
No, we're talking Judgment Day. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
that's fuck up number 2. Just I've had a long couple weeks, guys.
Yes,
right?
it's okay. Yeah.
So I think Judgment Day retains.
Okay. That's an interesting one, man. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing.
No.
I like I've said in the past, I think Damian Priest and Finn Balor are one of the coolest tag teams right now going. I think, you know, in the last 2 months, dude, Awesome Truth they've got my vote as one of the coolest tag teams.
God.
R-Truth, give him his WrestleMania moment, you know, like there's that thought process. But then the one that really kind of blew my mind is Tyler Bate, dude. This guy in NXT was a single star. Pete Dunne was a single star in NXT UK. And they have, and then, dude, he went, dude, Sheamus, that whole Brawling Brutes, Butch persona.
Yeah.
Oh, so fucking dumb.
They ruined him.
They did. And they finally brought him back and they put him with Tyler Bate. And dude, they have matching unis now. They just work so well together. And they're not big, right? They're not what you would expect. So when you see them do what they're doing, it's incredible. I don't think they win. I think it would be the biggest shocker in the entire WrestleMania card if they were to win.
Yeah.
I want, and I think it makes the most sense for R-Truth to get his moment. The Miz to get a moment, considering how much The Miz lost last year. I'm going to go Awesome Truth in this one.
Okay. All right.
I think it'll be funny no matter what, dude.
It's going to be great. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, as long I mean, the only team that I'm not for, in my opinion, I've never been a DIY guy. I've never been Johnny Gargano or Tommaso Ciampa guy.
That's Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Yeah.
God, dude.
Regeneration H or Regeneration X. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So great.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, they can do so much with Awesome Truth, the merchandise, from the storytelling, from, you know, the lightheartedness. I think it's a good thing. And when you look at last year's tag team championship match, it was so dramatic and it was so heartfelt, right? It wouldn't be terrible to see somebody like R-Truth win and have his own little story.
Yeah.
That's just everything he does is fucking awesome.
It's hilarious.
And the Miz is, I will tell you this, man, the Miz does not get enough respect. He really does not. And I've become a really big Miz fan knowing what he does for the business. I mean, he's about, you know, taking care of the business. And so I just think it makes sense. Awesome Truth, you know, hopefully win. If not, dude, I'm okay with whatever happens, as long as, I mean, it's a ladder match, dude. With that many guys, it's going to be fucking crazy.
It's going to be nuts.
All right. The next one we've seen, we knew this was going to happen at some point. I believe last year there was an interview that was, you know, they asked this exact question, if this would happen. We're going to finally get Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso, man. Who is going to come out, Usi?
I watched that clip the other day. It's incredible TV.
It is.
That was so amazing.
It's so good, dude.
It makes me laugh, and just watching Jay break is
it's amazing. Yeah.
Speaking of, I do think that Jimmy wins.
Wow.
I mean, it's just like, it's one of those things where you know, like Jimmy's got more.
Very true.
You know, like he's got a lot of strength on his side. I mean, sure, Jay's got you know, allies in Cody, in Seth, and I can't even fucking think right now. Sami Zayn, sorry. But they are all occupied.
Yep. I think I think you're onto something much bigger too. I think that right there is what gets Jay to recognize that blood is family for life, right? Whereas the family in Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, that is not real. And I think what happens is I do think Jimmy wins. I do think it's dirty, but I think Jay down the line in the next few months, maybe weeks, maybe even like one fucking Monday Night Raw will recognize that that his family would always have had his back versus Cody was too busy with the story and Seth was too busy defending him, right? Yeah. And so Jay just got kind of left alone. And so this good guy Jay is going to get beat by Jimmy Uso. I agree. I think it's gonna be dirty, and I think this is the beginning to get Jay back into the bloodline.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be fun either way. I want to see them back together. I really do. I think for the last year, it's been good for Jay. It's been a fun run for Jimmy. There up until this story, there's been nothing, man. There's been really nothing, and this is a fun moment to have the brothers go at it, and then get them back together because they're so great as a tag team.
I like it.
Speaking of the bloodline, the OG bloodline, dude, we have our Intercontinental Championship match between Gunther and Sami freaking Zayn.
I hear your thoughts first.
I saw on Raw, they showed the promo of Sami working out. What's his name? Chad Gable. He was working out with Chad Gable, and I loved every second of it. I think it was a way to kind of reignite the fire for fans, and show that Sami's all in. And I do believe Sami Zayn wins the Intercontinental Championship and beats Gunther in a fascinating war of a match.
Right. Yeah. I agree. And that's what I want to see. I want to see Sami with that title. Now, you could make an argument for Gunther, but he's already surpassed the longest Intercontinental Champion of all time in the Honky Tonk Man. Yep. He's blown that record out of the water. It's time. He's been an incredible champion. It's time for him to move on to bigger and better things.
Yep. And I think sometimes, him dropping the title will give him time to redefine the next step and what it takes to be a face of the company, more of a face of the company, be the guy, right? So I think there's a lot of story to still be told with Gunther. This is just a moving him to the top of the food chain kind of
exactly.
Him dropping the title is that kind of a move. Yep. So that's gonna be fun, man. Listen, Gunther never disappoints, and last year at Mania, dude, I mean, he made Sheamus and Drew McIntyre look like little babies. So I think this one, Sami Zayn is going to take a ass whooping. It's going to happen, but I do believe that Sami's going to have a WrestleMania moment, which would be really cool.
I'm down with it.
This entire thing we have not. Oh, we did. Okay, we did talk about one women's match. Well, we have our women's world championship match for night one, and that is between Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. What are your thoughts on this, man? Like, are you enjoying the back and forth, or is it just okay? Like, where do you sit with this? Because I
think it's cool. Like, Becky, obviously, she's worked hard. She's been always a solid, person on the roster. She's never been champion, right? She's been, never mind. Oh my God. Yeah. So I don't know, but Rhea's just like, she fucking owns it, dude. And like, just how everything's going with her, and just, I don't see a reason to change.
There's no reason. All. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, give me one reason, right? Like, give me one reason. There's no reason. Yeah. There's no reason. Becky gets the limelight once again at WrestleMania, which is great. Yeah. She's somewhat, I guess you could say, passing the torch to not the next generation because they're the same generation, but like she's in her later years, she's still having a Mania match. She's at the top. She's at the peak. But she's also bowing. This is her, bowing out maybe of the main spotlight headlining for the women. Becky's had a weird year. She was NXT champion for a long period. She had that iconic stretch with Trish. and then all of a sudden, dude, somehow, some way, she got into this, which is cool, but at the same time, Rhea is just above and beyond more popular. She's bigger, stronger. I think it'll be fun. I don't think it will be the greatest match, and I think Rhea retains for the foreseeable future. I think the WWE may have dropped the ball on this. Like, this is to me, out of this entire card, this is my bathroom break match. I truly think that.
Now, all right, listen, I'm gonna cut you off. Like, I get it. Like, there's other matches, there's other stories that you could have built to this point.
Yeah,
this is what we got.
Yeah, that's cool.
And we all know Becky can wrestle.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
So I don't think this is a bathroom break match. Let's give it the respect that it deserves. Just because you don't like how we got from point A to point B, I get it. I understand.
Hey, listen, if she comes out in the Bruce Lee outfit, dude, I'm going to the bathroom. I was not a fan of the banana yellow, dude.
Okay, well, she's probably not. Okay, she's moved on from yellow. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I it's going to be a good match. We're gonna enjoy the match.
You know what I think I'm gonna enjoy the most out of that match? Honestly, I'll be 1,000% honest with you. Is Rhea Ripley's entrance? I hope it is just extravagant. She deserves it. She deserves some really cool facet of an entrance, So I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, I mean, I expect everything we've seen as of the last year in Rhea, nothing less. So yeah, maybe it was a little disrespectful, but if I had to look on this card, dude, I mean, the Jade Cargill match, I want to see that. And the reason I want to see that is because she's only had one match. I think, like I said, Bianca and her in the same ring, I think it's something, dude, it's special to watch. It is something that just draws your eyes. You're like, what the hell? I mean, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I just think when you look at this card, top to bottom, night one, I mean, where are you going to the bathroom, Kyle? When are you going to the bathroom? Are you holding it all night? Okay.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna just rig an apparatus.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, dude.
I am moving.
Yeah, I might have to follow you on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll see schematics.
Well, listen, we after we get through that, we have our main event for night one, which will play its hand potentially in night two.
Yes.
You got The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. If Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins lose, The Rock and Roman Reigns or Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes will be bloodline rules.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. So we kind of got a glimpse of that on Raw last night.
Yeah.
And I was, I didn't want to talk about Raw too much, but I will say Solo fought Seth Rollins in a bloodline rules match, but Solo never continued the match. They never pinned him. So what the fuck? What is that? Like,
they basically were just like, well, this is turned into we're just gonna beat the fuck out of
yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, like, that's just what they did. They basically Bill O'Reilly. What do you mean? This thing sucks. What do you mean? Play it out.
Exactly. So, yeah. What match? Yeah, there was. It was just bloodline rules the entire time, dude.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, all right, all right, well, okay, all right, sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, dude. I mean, there's so much, dude.
There's so much to talk about, dude. And the one thing I want to state more than anything, and it's like such a road we can go down, but I don't want to, is the fact that like Cody Rhodes has played this hurt angle all year long.
Fucking hate it.
It's so funny.
I hate hurt angle so much. Not hurt angle, the hurt angle.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh man. Okay, let's get back on track here, dude.
Right,
so
so here we are.
Okay, so you have The Rock and you got Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, with the stipulation that if Cody and Seth lose, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes night 2 will be a bloodline rules match.
Yeah.
Give me your prediction.
Dude, all right. So, first of all, they're not going to sit there and dangle the carrot and not give us bloodline rules. Okay. So, I think just based solely on that information, The Rock and Roman Reigns win. So that way, next day 2, we get a bloodline rules championship match.
I like it.
It just makes the most sense. Like it's you can't not do that. Like you're sitting there dangling the carrot, going, "Oh, we're gonna get bloodline rules stuff." We're not gonna get a straight up match. We're not. It's just not gonna happen. We're getting bloodline rules. Okay.
Okay. I agree with you, but I have a theory on how this goes down and it plays into night 2 that I have to get out.
Get it.
The Rock and Roman Reigns. It starts out as a match. It turns out into a squash. Obviously, The Rock and Roman beat the living shit out of Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins because of, I would say, the bloodline and the way they go about things to begin with, right? This match, this quote unquote match, The Rock and Roman win. But with that being said, Mama Rhodes gets the belt that The Rock has been promising with Cody's blood. Cody is bloody. It's a mess. Seth Rollins gets completely taken out, right? So in night 1, you had Jey Uso who gets taken out by the bloodline, followed by the final match where, The Rock said he will make sure, that belt goes away, right? From Seth. He literally takes out Seth so much so that night 2, Seth has his own issues to deal with. Yeah. And we'll get there. But the thing is he's hurt. I mean, he is incredibly hurt to the point where he can't be the aid for Cody. And Cody at this point now has no one. It is the perfect setup for night 2. So I think The Rock and Roman starts as a match, somehow turns into a squash, and is the biggest booing you will ever hear at a WrestleMania. And that's how it ends for night 2, because you're right. There's no way they're going to dangle that carrot and not have it, right? And that carrot is so important in night 2. Yeah. It is so important. So I think you're going to come to a close with the most disappointed, shocking awe factor in night 1. And people are going to be pissed off. They're going to be just blown away. And I think potentially there could be some more bloodline members who appear. This could be their debut, right? I mean, at WrestleMania, what a big moment that would be if a new bloodline member played a factor.
Oh my God. I just had it's not going to happen. Okay. It's not going to happen, but could you imagine? Okay. Like, Cody knows, he's like, this is fucking bad.
Yeah.
This is not good. I don't think he goes in without having an ace in the hole.
Night 1 or night 2? Night 1 or night 2?
Night 2.
Don't talk about it yet. Hold on. We're not talking about it yet, because all I said was that night 1, Seth gets stupidly hurt. So Seth has to focus on his moment, right? He still got a match with Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, next day.
And The Rock promised that he will make the belt go away, right? So this is where The Rock and Roman separate Seth and Cody, and basically the Rock finishes his story of giving the belt to Mama Rhodes, and then hurt Seth enough to where basically he's gonna have a hard time with the Drew McIntyre and will not be able to help Cody in Cody's match. I think we're on to something night 1. Okay, night 2, dude. We have a whole nother night to do. Sunday, night 2, WrestleMania 40, dude. Philadelphia. You got Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus the Final Testament, which is a fun way, I think, to start the evening. I'll be 1,000% honest with you. I love what Karrion Kross is doing. I feel like it's a little too late, but I'm okay with it. I think Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits have to win. It's kind of funny because for a moment there they were heels and they become baby faces overnight. I don't really understand. I mean, Bobby Lashley has always kind of been a baby face. Anytime he turns heel, it doesn't last. And then the Street Profits were baby faces to begin with. So this match has nothing really on the line other than there being this bullshit vendetta kind of thing with Karrion Kross. You know, his whole thing's like your time's up kind of a thing. And it's a good way to get Karrion Kross on the main stage. I'm happy about that. I think Karrion Kross alone is without the Final Testament is a freaking freak of nature and a very special dude. I'm happy he's getting some limelight, but I feel like it's a little. I don't know. The Final Testament just feels like it like, you know, when you see that person do that thing and try to ride the wave at the very end of the wave. Yeah. I feel like the Final Testament faction wise is too late to the party, in my opinion. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the authors of Pain and Karrion Kross are going to be the next big thing, but
maybe I don't know. I think it's not vibing with me. Like, I think it's cool, but it's just like, all right, let's go.
Yeah. So it'll be a fun match. It'll be an interesting way to start the card. That goes right into, from what we have down from, credit to Bleacher Report, LA Knight versus AJ Styles. We had a home invasion, right? There was the whole home invasion element that they had with LA Knight coming to AJ Styles' house. AJ does really well in these vignettes that are like, well, I guess not really a vignette. It's like off the property kind of thing. I mean, he did a really, that whole segment with the Undertaker. That was amazing. I loved it. But LA Knight, man, he's getting down and dirty, and I think this is going to be his coming out moment as a fucking complete and utter, like, stomping a mud hole in you badass kind of a thing. So
yes,
he hasn't had that moment, dude. He hasn't, and so AJ, somehow made it to WrestleMania night 2, only to get his butt kicked, in my opinion. Now, he puts on a fucking show. AJ, I've never seen, I will credit this man till the end of time. AJ Styles, John Cena, one of the best matches I've ever seen in my fucking life, dude. LA Knight, AJ Styles could be amazing.
I'm pumped. I am.
Yeah.
You know who I want. You know who we all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So LA Knight gets it. And again, this is where it takes him to his path to gold.
What's interesting is these paths to gold, man. At the beginning, when we first started this podcast, one of the first things I said was, dude, he put a belt around him. And but you know what? They're not moving quick. Those belts are not moving fast. I think we had maybe two title changes in the last year. 2-3 title changes. We had the Io Sky and then the Logan Paul, and I think that was it. I don't think the belts have really moved.
No.
So it kind of makes sense. I mean, when you have that much star power and you have people like in the wings, like CM Punk, you have all these names, dude. I mean, it's just like, what do you do with them? They can't all be wearing the strap. So I see next year LA Knight wearing a strap, and I think you're right. It is the road to him wearing a strap.
Yeah.
But I would have thought it was a world title, and now I'm starting to think maybe it's like the Intercontinental title.
I mean, he could rock the Intercontinental,
which is badass, which is cool. I'm so thankful that Triple H and WWE has gone this route of making those belts finally fucking mean something. They're not turning them over every month. The people that are holding them, they all really, those are the guys. So I think we're both on the same page. LA Knight beats AJ Styles. I'm not sure what the rules set are, but I believe it's like I want to say a no holds bar style match. It'll be fun no matter what, right? So LA Knight, dude. Following that, you have the United States Championship triple threat match, dude, between Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. This is such a interesting, there's so many layers to this because Kevin Owens and Logan Paul have had their beef. Randy Orton was on Logan Paul's podcast, and Randy Orton's coming back. It is the United States Championship, which didn't move last year at Mania. I am going to say it does move this year at Mania. I'm I'm going to say Randy Orton, just because why not? Why not? Put a belt on him. Make it fun, you know? So
I like, it's really a coin toss because I think Kevin Owens would be a really good U.S. champion. Randy's back. Daddy's home, you know?
You could also argue, I mean, what's best for business right now? Best for business is probably Logan Paul.
Logan Paul? Yeah.
I mean,
but I wouldn't be surprised if it dropped. I wouldn't be surprised if it kept the same.
It's kind of just whatever happens, it should be good.
This is like one of those matches where it's like I don't really care the outcome because it's going to be good.
Yep, exactly. Right? The United States Championship hasn't had this much meaning in this long anyway, so it's been pretty cool. Now I'm thinking about it. There have been a few more titles that have changed. It was AJ Styles to Rey Mysterio to Logan Paul.
Oh,
there was that little change up, which was interesting. Okay, so I chose Randy. You chose Randy, right? Is that what we got?
I'll go Logan. I'll go
wow.
Logan, you go Randy.
Love to hate, huh? That's going to be interesting.
Listen, like I said, I'm not an idiot.
Yeah,
and I understand that him being here is a good thing.
Yes.
And I respect for what he's doing. I just don't like him as outside of wrestling. I don't like him.
He is also on the poster currently for SummerSlam in Cleveland. Yeah. So, and it's just him. It's just his picture on there. So I know that's a ways out. I believe I want to say SummerSlam's in August. Yeah. But him being on the cover makes me believe when they do that kind of shit, he's going to play a pivotal role in SummerSlam. Man, we're moving through night.
It's hometown.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, so gotta have him do something big, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We're moving through this fast, but listen, it's gonna change here real quick.
Yeah, that's gonna change real quick.
The women's championship, WWE Women's Championship between Io Sky versus Bayley, dude. Any insight on this?
I don't really have any insight.
Yeah.
Wait,
hold on. Let's see if we do it at the same time. Ready? Who do you think's going to win? Three?
Right,
okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Bayley. Oh man. Crazy.
It's crazy. Io's not a believable champion.
No.
She's not.
No.
Like she's just not hitting.
No. And it is what it is, dude. I have said it since day one. I don't like Damage Control. I never have. I think what they did is kind of cool. I think the whole Asuka, Kairi Sane, this Io Sky element, the anime element, I'm going to call it, is cool. I think that I'm glad they have their faction. I don't like them holding gold. I don't think that they do it justice. Io Sky has not done the title really justice, in my opinion, when it comes to the idea of promoting it to the world, right? Like maybe in her home country, yes, but in the Americas where we watch Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, I don't feel it's moved. It's been interesting enough. You got Rhea Ripley, who's interesting as as it gets, and then you got Io Sky, who I can't remember the last time she cut a promo, so other than this Bayley stuff. So I think we're on the same page. Bayley gets her WrestleMania moment. It will be fun to watch. That is my bathroom break match. Again, I am not biased when it comes to women's matches. I just don't think that these championship matches in the women's division are the best that they could be. So
he's lying. He hates women. I'm just kidding.
You know what? No, that's not true at all. But we said it right off the bat. If Bayley was to lose, it would be the biggest, I'd scratch my head, go, why?
Why? Yeah. Exactly.
And I would actually question if it was actually scripted at that point, because it just doesn't make sense. So
exactly.
After we get through the bathroom break, we actually have, I would call them the two main events on night 2. Starting with your first main event, which is the World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Now, this is what I was getting to. I'm just gonna continue my piece, and then I want to hear your prediction. Seth Rollins gets beat up night one, man. He is a shell of himself. Drew is coming in. This is where things get weird too, because the one thing I didn't state about this match is that CM Punk has been invited to do commentary ringside. So that is going to play a factor. It has to play a factor. How it plays a factor, I don't know. It's going to play a factor though. And all I can think of is Seth is going to be a shell of himself.
Yeah.
He's going to be dragging himself down to the ring. Drew is going to be as roided up as it gets, ready to go. I kind of could see Seth retain because of CM Punk potentially.
Ooh.
Just the CM Punk angle has to do something, right?
Yeah.
It has to play some form of a role. I don't know what that means though. So I'm really kind of tossed up on who wins. If you remove CM Punk from the equation, I would say Drew all day.
Yeah.
But because CM Punk is there, I do think that Seth has a chance. I will say this though, whatever the outcome is, Seth will not be there to protect Cody in the main event.
Yes.
Okay. So
I agree.
I'm going to go Seth Rollins just because CM Punk is ringside.
Okay. That's, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah. I'm going to go with, I'm just a split pot. You know, it's always nice. I'm going to go Drew.
I love that. I think, you know what? And honestly, like I said, I mean, without CM Punk, I would have gone Drew. I would have completely gone Drew. I think Drew needs to have that real WrestleMania moment. I think that's a great argument too, is that, you know, he was the champion in front of no one, you know, during a time where people weren't, you know, nobody was there. So he tried carrying the company at the one of the hardest points in pro wrestling. Sure. This Drew deserves the belt. Is it the right choice? I don't know. And a lot of it plays into the factor of CM Punk being relevant, being there, and what they want to do moving forward. He also looks pretty healed. I mean, he's wearing that cast, that mechanism brace on his arm. But he said he feels great. So I don't know how much longer it's going to be. And if it's only going to be a month or two, I could totally see Seth carrying it to drop it to CM Punk down the line. But either way, I think we're going to get a great match. And I just think the biggest key element is Seth will not be able to be there for Cody.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
All right.
I want you to start this one off, dude, because this is it.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so the main event, the match we've been waiting for. We've been building to this point for a year. Cody has reached the precipice of his mission to finish his story and become champion. So, to recap, we're saying night before, Cody gets a little bit of a whooping. Okay, he's going to be worse for wear, and it's going to be a Bloodline Rules match. Here's where things get crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, okay, obviously, Bloodline's going to be involved. It's a no-brainer. And like we've said, Seth isn't going to be there, and he's not going to have any backup.
No,
Jay's going to be beat up. Okay. So what is it? Who's going to be there in his corner? I thought of two people, but there's one that makes the most fucking sense.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, okay, obviously, Bloodline's going to be involved. It's a no-brainer. And like we've said, Seth isn't going to be there, and he's not going to have any backup.
No,
Jay's going to be beat up. Okay. So what is it? Who's going to be there in his corner? I thought of two people, but there's one that makes the most fucking sense. And that person to help him out, MJF.
Oh my God.
Dude.
My God. Oh my God.
MJF.
Oh
Maxwell
my God.
Jacob Friedman is going to be in the WWE.
Oh my God.
Talk about some long.
Oh, I just got chills, dude. I just got chills. Oh, that is so good. That is so.
My other, like the one I was just like, oh, that could happen, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu. I mean, they've been trying to get him into the company.
Okay. So what happens with that? What's the?
He's there for Cody.
Ooh.
Gee, that would be dope. That would be dope. But the one that gets me the most excited is it being MJF.
Dude, what if he? Oh my God, that would be incredible. I mean, for the hardcore fan, that would be as good as it gets. I honestly, now I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna level with you. I have my own version of
I'm
that.
fucking ready, bro.
Okay. So I kind of hinted at it. Well, I actually said it last podcast, but I've got a sense that I've got even more. Night 2, you have Roman versus Cody, Bloodline rules. You got The Rock, you got Jimmy, you got Solo, Paul Heyman, all on the outside. Cody's surrounded. Match starts. It's easy until literally Roman gets hurt. You start seeing the Bloodline come in, play their part, and they're kind of taking shots at Cody, but Cody's kind of brawling with them, right? He kind of lays them all out. Everybody's kind of laid out. There comes a point where the last one is the final boss. And so at some point, the referee gets hit, Roman's down. You got The Rock in the ring with Cody Rhodes, but a hurt Cody, like a really hurt Cody. And The Rock is about to, he's either pulling off his belt and he's going to whoop the shit out of him, or he's going to rock bottom him, whatever, however that looks, right? And like I said, man, all you hear is just the glass shatter and you Stone Cold Steve Austin, dude. It has, I mean, if that was to happen, dude, it would be as beautiful, full circle. We're talking like if you saw Spider-Man 3, the new Spider-Man 3, and you saw Tobey Maguire, that's the same fucking feeling.
I get it.
You get. Now listen, there was also a promo, and this would be just fucking this would be just as crazy. It's possible. I mean, they could do anything, right? CM Punk is back, so who fucking knows?
Right.
Hulk Hogan. That's all I gotta say, dude.
Fuck Hulk Hogan.
Dude, I'm not even joking. Hulk Hogan is going to be there. He is in insane shape. I saw like a TikTok or something today. He was stating that he's going to be there. He said that Cody's his boy and that The Rock needs to back the fuck off. And if he doesn't, Hulk, there's a chance that Hulk could be there. If Hulk came out to do, I don't know if I can. I don't feel like.
All right, where's the camera? Where's Ashton Kutcher? Am I being fucking punked right now, bro?
But if it was Stone Cold and Hulk Hogan at the same time, and I don't know if it's overkill. Either way, dude, it would just be.
Yeah, I'd be like,
listen,
okay.
I watched when I saw CM Punk come out. Okay, this is what happened. There's been so many moments in the last few years where I've stared at my TV screen and gone, oh my God, this is happening. When CM Punk returned, I stared at the TV and said, no way. No way this is happening. No, this isn't real. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I couldn't believe that was a possibility. So if you can throw that at me, people that are in good with the company, especially a Stone Cold, you want to talk about the biggest WrestleMania moment of all time. All you need is Stone Cold and The Rock in there to one final Stone Cold, The Rock takes one final Stone Cold stunner. I mean, this is where the Hulk aspect just seems a little too far-fetched.
I agree.
But he was asked to do something last year, and this was under a different regime. Remember that. So it's a little different. But I mean, it's possible. I don't. The Rock and Hogan had such big moments at WrestleMania, and Hulk is in really good shape. I was shocked. He was not just that, dude. He was oiled up. He was oiled up in this promo he cut. Dude, he looked fucking phenomenal. I was like, whoa, dude. He's like, his body fat levels were low. So he was cutting for something, and I know he's there for a signing, I believe Friday or Saturday or something like that. So I can't imagine that being what Hulk is there for, but dude, I'll take it. I'll fucking take it. Either Stone Cold, The Rock, or Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, MJF, any one of those situations, man, is a dream scenario for either a wrestling fan from the 90s or a current hardcore wrestling fan. And I'm both, you're both. So
I like it.
I mean, is there any way it can go wrong? And this is my thought. Like, you have to, at this point, you have to have Cody win. It just, I want to believe, dude. I want to believe that in some weird world, Roman fucking wins. I know. Yeah, we get it. You cry, baby. You cry, baby. It's okay. You cry, baby. You know. And after this, there will be no more crying. And I've said it.
No.
You know, I've said it, dude. After this, I really hope that there's story that can still be told because I'm worried. I'm worried, you know, for Cody down the line. But aside from that, focused on the night, dude. My biggest thing is that, like, I would like to believe that the WWE believes in Roman so much and believes in what they're doing so much that they give the middle finger to everybody and Roman retains. I would love to believe that. I don't think it makes sense, though. Like, what makes sense is Cody loses or Cody wins. Cody wins. The Rock becomes upset with Roman at some point down the line next year, and it's for the head of the table next year. You got The Rock and Roman at WrestleMania for the head of the table, either at Crown Jewel or at WrestleMania. And that's a cool story for Roman, right? But this allows Cody to finish his story. It's one of the most epic WrestleMania moments of all time, and it just does not get better. So, I mean, dude, I think we are so spoiled, and the fact that here we are days away, dude. I mean, you get to talk like this and think about all these outcomes, dude. You gave me chills thinking about MJF. I mean, that's something I've wanted. No, I totally listen. I have put him out of my mind for the last few months because I thought we'd see him at Royal Rumble, and you're like, no, he's hurt, you know. And I was like, bullshit. He'll fucking show up for, you know, just to sign with the company. And that was when they were making moves. It just felt like they were constantly making moves. And so what a weird. I mean, listen, people are calling it the Attitude Era. It's not the Attitude Era. It's something much more. It's the social media era. It's an incredible time to be a wrestling fan, where it's the Netflix era, dude. We're finally getting, you know, blood again, which has been a normal thing the last few weeks, and I hope they continue it. A little bit of blood has never hurt anyone. It's not hurting the company. It's not hurting their ratings. You know, they bounce back immediately from having the worst clip ever with The Rock. The final boss character, like it or not, dude, you can't say it hasn't been fucking fun to watch. Now, you could be a Cody crybaby and hate the fact that Cody's getting his ass beat, but the payoff is going to be fucking worth it, dude. And they are milking every like little minute out of this as they can. And it's just as good as it gets. So this tag team match that felt like it was just kind of to put The Rock in there, and what the fuck is the point? It means so much for night 2. And it's just detrimental to the entire like the WrestleMania as a whole. The way you're going to remember it, dude. This is going to be one of those WrestleManias that's either going to be the most special thing that you will in your wrestling, like, memories. It'll be one of the most special ones, or it will be the biggest flop. And I can't imagine how that happens. I don't think it does. I mean, what would have to happen for it to suck? What would have to happen? I mean, everything opposite of what we just said. Everything opposite.
I don't know. Fucking, I'm trying to look here. Like, you can't really. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't go wrong.
I think that's the way they've set it up, though. I mean, they've set it up. As the matches were being announced, I was like, dude, this is fucking just candy. I'm a kid at a candy store, dude. Sign me up, bro. I am going to let you know. I have no, like, normally I'd want to make content around this, bro. I am going to sit myself down on the fucking couch, and I'm going to enjoy every second of the spectacle. Yeah, because it is going to be that fucking good. I truly believe that.
It's gonna be so good. I'm pumped, and I can't wait to talk to you about it.
Oh my god, dude! Wait for that conversation. Because awesome. Here's the thing, man. Well, this is our first WrestleMania together. And it doesn't get much more special and more fucking like it's meant to be than WrestleMania 40. So coming out of WrestleMania 40, get ready for the craziest theories, because we'll get day one. By the next time we talk, we'll be talking about day one. Is it day one? Is that how it works? It goes WrestleMania
day one and then SmackDown. So we're gonna that's what we're doing. So
that'll be cool.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait to kind of see the lay of the land and what the paths are leading us. So I can't wait to
Nutty,
talk
dude.
about that in depth, man.
All right. With that being said, this wraps up another episode of the Lower Mid Card Podcast. See you later.